New Mills in County Tyrone is the home of 19-year-old running prodigy Nick Griggs. Nick has been dominating competitive Irish and international middle distance running events, from being managed by the same team as Bolt and Mo Farah to representing Ireland internationally. I caught up with Nick at his local athletics track to learn more about the world of Irish athletics, his personal career, and becoming Tyrone's teenage running star. Nick Griggs, welcome.
Yep, thank you.
How are you?
I'm good, how are you?
It's great to meet you.
You too, yeah, I'm excited.
Excited?
Been waiting for it, yeah.
So tell me a little bit, firstly, about your life growing up here. Well, we're in Coal Island right now, but
Yeah.
you don't live too far away in New Mills.
New Mills, yeah.
So tell me a bit about life.
Life was just pretty normal, do you know what I mean? I kind of just grew up a sport mad kid, I guess you could say.
And how did you get into running then to begin with?
It's quite a long story, but basically I always enjoyed like running. Like I always watched the Olympics and watched Bolt and thought, oh, I'm going to be a world-class sprinter one day. And yeah, I was decent in like sports day and stuff. That's generally how it really started. Like if you strip it down to the bare bones, that's how it started. So
did you started running with a local running club around here first?
Yeah, I started running with, it's actually Mid-Ulster Athletics Club, so it's in Mackerfeld, so it's probably about half an hour from here, 25 minutes, so not incredibly local, but in terms of like an athletics club, it was probably the best local one in terms of there's like a proper 400 metre track that you could use and train on and stuff like that. There was a lovely indoor facility called Meadowbank as well, and a lot of the kind of clubs around here when I was starting to get into it were more just running clubs and like spare and hires, and they were still very good clubs, but I just at the time they weren't quite offering what Mid-Ulster were offering. They were more just like, you know, running clubs for kind of older people. So, and obviously my mum, she worked, I say obviously, no one knows, but my mum worked in Mackerfeld, so
right.
She kind of knew a lot of people in Mackerfeld and people at Mid-Ulster, so that's kind of how I got involved in that.
You currently run 1,500 metres and 3,000 metres, yes?
Yeah.
So for somebody like me that doesn't know anything about athletics, tell me what that sport is.
Well, it's running. Like strip it down to the bare bones of it. You're really just running around the track. So yeah, I do the 1,500, 3,000, 5,000, that type of events. So the 5,000 is 12 and a half laps of a track. So it is quite boring, but I think when you tell people, oh, I run 1,500 metres, and they're like, oh, so, which is just under a mile for anyone that doesn't know, they're like, oh, so do you do much running then? It's like you run 80 mile a week just to run less than a mile around a track. People are like, well, how does that make sense? I go, I have no clue, like I just do what I'm told. So yeah, there's a lot of boring running involved in it and just running around the roads.
So is that like building up obviously stamina?
Yeah, just endurance and stuff like that. And then obviously I would do some workouts on the track and kind of tempo runs and stuff. So it's a variety of different training, and you do a bit of strength work in the gym and a load of stuff like that. So there's a lot of different things incorporated into it, but when someone actually asks you, all it is just running around the track. That's how simple it is.
In middle distance running, the 1,500 metres tests a runner's speed and endurance and is often referred to as the metric mile. The 3,000 metres doubles that challenge, requiring the runner to sustain a fast pace for about 1.8 miles. Finally, the 5,000 metres, or 5k. This is a true test of stamina, covering over just 3 miles. This event is similar to a typical road race distance. While each event pushes both the limits of speed and endurance, the 1,500 metres focuses on speed specifically, and the 5,000 metres on endurance.
Yeah, they're all kind of different events. In the 1,500, it's a bit more, it's very intense. Anytime I do it, it's always like you feel like you're just flat out from the start, like it's really, really quick. Whereas in the 5,000, you're just bored until about 3k. Like it's like, oh, this is really boring. Like just kind of get this done with and try and feel good and make sure you're hitting the right pace and stuff like that. And then yeah, it starts to hurt a bit towards the end. But it's even though they're obviously kind of similar, you need similar like systems to be good at them both. Like good endurance obviously and some speed. They're kind of two different events at the same time.
So tell me this, what does your training week look like then?
Yeah.
Do you train in Belfast?
Well, I train and I do my sessions in Belfast, but yeah, it's pretty intense. I'm going to uni next year, but I kind of just took a year out, so I've had a bit more free time to up the training this year. So yeah, I run every day, and then I run 2 days on a Monday and a Wednesday, or sorry, twice a day. I mean, on Monday and Wednesday. And yeah, I have training in Belfast on a Tuesday night, which is like a session, and on a Saturday morning as well. And then I have a gym session up in Jordanstown, up in like the University of Ulster, the gym up there. We have like a youth academy program type of thing. So I'm up there on a Monday night, and yeah, then I have another gym session on a Wednesday, and yeah, run every single day. It's about 80 mile a week I'm kind of doing right now. So hopefully I'll do a bit more next year, maybe get up to 90 and maybe beyond that, to the point where if you want to be really, really, really good, especially the 5,000, you might need to be doing 115, 120. So but when you get to that stage, you're really, all you're doing is running. You're running twice a day, every single day. So I'm not quite at that stage yet, but it is pretty intense.
And see, as a sport, like obviously you're running on your own. So do you find, like, it has to be, not that it would be not lonely, but you're obviously, you train probably in groups.
Yeah.
But like you're doing the sport on your own there.
Yeah.
What's that like?
I think there's so many different aspects to that question, in terms of it is very lonely, because on like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Sunday, I'm running alone, more or less. Sometimes we have training on Thursday in the summer, but yeah, I'm just running by myself around New Mills, around the back roads really. So yeah, that is quite lonely, because you're doing, that's probably 60 of the mile a week you're doing maybe, and it's just all by yourself. So yeah, I just put headphones in and listen to music. Some people listen to podcasts, and some other people prefer not to listen to anything, but I think it would be too boring if I was just kind of not doing anything. So yeah, I listen to music, and you just get lost in your own thoughts. But I think it's very good mentally as well. Like, anyone who ever has run, no matter what level, you come home from a run, you never feel worse for it. Do you know what I mean? When you actually come back, you might be tired, but you always feel like, I'm glad I did that. It gives you that wee rush. So
I know a lot of people talk about that runner's high. Like, it definitely is a thing.
Yeah, it is 100% the thing. Even, it doesn't matter what level you're at, I still get it the whole time, and you're just like, I just feel incredible here right now. So, but yeah, at the same time, like, I'm very lucky that I have a good group that I train with in Belfast, and I have a lot of my friends who I'm good friends with outside of running as well. So yeah, I get to see them twice a week, probably 3 times a week, including the gym and stuff. And yeah, my coach is very good as well. So as much as it is lonely because you're doing a lot of running by yourself, it's not, because you have that community, you have that group.
Griggs first captured the spotlight at just 16, when he won the under-20 3,000 metres at the European Championships in Estonia. And by February 2022, Griggs was already shattering records, setting new national marks in both the 1,500 and 3,000 metres. At 17, he ran his first sub-4 minute mile, setting a new European under-20 record. In 2023, Griggs continued his record-breaking streak, setting new Irish records in the 1,500, 3,000 and 5,000 metres, whilst also earning silver at the European under-20s. His relentless drive saw him selected again for the 2023 World Athletic Championships. By December, he was on the podium again, winning bronze at the European Cross Country Championships. As 2024 unfolded, Griggs' dominance within the sport only grew. In January of 2024, he set a new Irish under-23 record in the 3,000 metres. And by July, he had recorded a personal best across multiple distances, including a blistering 13 minutes and 13 seconds in the 5,000 metres. The end of 2024 saw Griggs win silver in the under-23s at the European Championships in Turkey, and set a new world record with parkrun with a time of 13 minutes and 44 seconds. So tell me a little bit about the achievements that you've made, because like we've obviously looked at what you've done, and you've done a lot, especially from 2022. So what, you're 19 now?
I'm 19, yeah. 19.
Which is crazy. Like, do you
I know
what I mean?
It is. Sometimes I think it's a bit weird, because I feel like I've been doing it so long, but I really haven't.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if I was to just list some of my favourite, probably. I won European under-20 championship over 3,000 in 2021, which is probably the biggest one, because it was a bit of a shock, and I was quite young. It was the under-20s and I was 16, and nobody really expected it. I don't think I really expected it, but yeah, it was probably the main one. And where was that at? In Estonia.
Right.
Yeah, so that's another thing about it, is you get to, as much as you get to travel a lot, and I actually hadn't left. This is a quite interesting fact. I had never left the UK until I went to those European Championships.
No way.
Yeah, I was 16, and I don't know why, we just never been in like a family holiday really, and we'd always talked about it, but then COVID and stuff like that just kind of never materialised. So that was the first time I actually left the UK.
Had an umbrella.
Yeah, it started to rain a wee bit.
You can hold that while I hold this, right? Okay, so we're going to keep continuing here. So obviously the travel aspect to it is pretty fun too.
Yeah.
So I have to laugh because when you look up all your achievements and stuff online, there's one that obviously comes up, and I think it was it you've ran the fastest 5k in 14 minutes or something like that when you were 16, 17 or
yeah, fastest park run in Ireland, I think. Yeah.
So you've
They've kind of taken the records out now. I think parkrun have decided that they used to do like the world record and stuff, so we actually do park runs like once or twice a year in like the winter, kind of as just a bit of a winter training, like before we do cross country and stuff. And I every year I've kind of been edging closer towards the world record, and I thought like in the next year or two I can take it, but they've like taken it down now where the world records are like don't exist, or like obviously
really?
yeah, I don't know what they've said. It's like maybe just because they want parkrun to be a bit more I don't know, friendly to the normal person and not be so competitive, which is fair enough. But yeah, if I ever do break it out, I will count it as an unofficial world best. Of course, shamelessly,
of course.
But you have to.
But I did laugh because we were coming down and we were looking at it, and do you know what it made me think of? Do you remember during COVID, everybody was doing the Strava runs, and they were like what sub 20?
One of my friends actually sent me one the other day, and it was like 4 years ago today. She still holds the world record, and it was some girl like 5k in 8 minutes or something ridiculous. I was like, oh, she's just smashed the world record. But you did yours in like 14. Yeah, the world record's like 12:30, so it was like just broke the world record there by.
But everybody could be thinking that this boy's lying. Like,
I know.
In 2024, Griggs signed a professional deal with Puma, a major step in his rising career. Nick is represented by Pace Management, founded by Letterkenny native Ricky Sims. Sims isn't just any agent, he is the man behind legends like Mo Farah and Usain Bolt. Griggs has now joined that world-class roster with the team that has guided some of the greats. At just 19, he's not only smashing records, but building a legacy that so many dream of. Outside of running, you got signed by Puma.
Yeah, as you can
you're wearing it? Yeah. Do you have to wear it all the time? You must have loads of Puma stuff now.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Did you own any Puma stuff before?
I think so. Not too much stuff, but like I think because Bolt was with Puma and he was a bit of a hero to me. But yeah, I do wear it all the time. I have other clothes, obviously. Do you know what I mean? I think if it's obviously there's just a lot of brands you can't wear. But if I'm gonna go out with my friends and mainly on a night out, not that as an athlete you shouldn't be going out that much, but we get a bit of time off and. I think it's nice to have a balance, but yeah, I wear other stuff that I'm allowed to. We have like a list that I'm allowed to wear, so I'll get it on camera. Yeah, it's a real pleasure and honour, and it kind of, if it weren't for them, and shoe sponsors like them, it's kind of, that's how people, especially in athletics, that's how people make their living, and that's how you can afford to not work a job and have running as your job because you get a shoe sponsorship.
Yeah. So how did they come about finding you? Are they like, would they be sitting at races scouting people?
No, not really. I think it was in 2022. I ran the 356 mile, which was like a European indoor record, or European under 20 indoor record, sorry. And it was just a good run, a good time. And it was like probably my best time, my best run ever. Probably still is to this day, one of my best runs ever in context. So yeah, after that, my coach Mark had a lot of. I think it was on a Thursday night, and I had school the next day, and I had study first 2 periods, and I was sitting in study, and my coach Mark texted me and he said, I'm going to contact Ricky from Pace because I have so many like brands and stuff texting me, and he's not an agent, like he's a coach. He's like, I don't really know what to do. So yeah, he got in contact with Ricky Sims from Pace Sports Management, who's he's my agent, and they manage nearly they manage Usain Bolt and manage... Bolt and Farah are probably their 2 main ones. So yeah, I'm very fortunate to have him and all the team at Pace taking care of me. Was given the offers and signed with the best brand, which is Puma.
Behind Nick's incredible rise is also a story of deep personal loss. In 2021, Nick's older brother, Josh, tragically passed away in a workplace accident. Josh was just 19 and one of Nick's biggest inspirations. Carrying his brother's name with him on every start line, Nick has since dedicated his performances to his brother's memory. If you could tell me a little bit about, so your brother, was he your younger brother?
Older, yeah,
brother.
yeah, 3 years older.
So he passed away?
Yeah.
When did he pass away?
It was June of 2021, so
That's pretty
yeah,
recently.
over 3 years ago now. It is quite recent, but I think yeah, it feels a long time ago now. Like it is, 3 years is, especially when you're kind of the age I'm at, it's kind of a long time. When you're 16 to 19, you know, you kind of learn so much and you mature and you age a lot in those years. I think you can't dwell on it. There's obviously a time and a place to be, you know, sad and not, I don't know what the correct wording or term would be, but yeah, kind of have your misery and stuff like that at the time. And yeah, it's just an experience that you think, you know, you hear on the radio and you hear on Cool FM or something like that. Yeah, like, oh, so-and-so has tragically, there's been a 2-car collision and stuff, and you think that's tragic, and you say a wee prayer that that's...
You never think it's going to come to your door,
you never
sort of
think that's going to happen to you, and I used to always think that when I heard it, and you bless yourself, say a wee prayer and think, hopefully that never happens to me. But yeah, it's just one of those things that ended up did happen to our family, so it's obviously very tragic, but I think enough time has passed now to the point where, yeah, it's life at the end of the day. And I think something that kind of gets me is I'm older than him now than he was when he died, which is quite, it's a weird thing to think about. So I think he was, it would have been like May or June time that was the case, because we're kind of born on similar dates. So but yeah, it is what it is, isn't it?
I'm sorry about that. That's horrible.
Thanks very much. Yeah, I know it's, I don't know, people, I think a lot of the time when I was a bit younger and it first happened, it was, I won like the Europeans maybe like 5 weeks after that happened. So that was really, really tough. And as much as people might think I'm giving a weird reaction, that I'm not getting emotional or upset or really showing any emotion, obviously, I think that's just past. Do you know what I mean? I think everyone's kind of experienced bereavement and stuff, and yeah, we're kind of just past that point where it was very, very difficult to start, especially being a 16-year-old, and yeah, it was really my best friend and my brother as well, so it was very hard to begin with. And yeah, those first few months were pretty challenging, but you know, we got through them as a family, and thanks to the help of a lot of people around us and close friends, you know, stuff like that, just get you through it. And I think a lot of people have said to me, like, oh, I don't know what, like, if I was in your situation, like, I don't know what I'd do. Like, I couldn't do it. I was like, yeah, you could. Like, you say that to me, you're like, oh, I couldn't do that. But I was like, you could. You just find a way to get on with it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what are you going to do? You have to just deal with it and cope with it type of thing. I know, like, what are you going to do? You're not... The majority of people are just going to have to get on with their lives. And as much as it never goes away, I think you can't just sit and labour around and feel sorry for yourself for years upon years. You kind of just have to... There's a time and a place for that, obviously, but I think life moves on at the end of the day, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Nick continues to dream big, with his ultimate goal of representing Ireland at the Olympics. During our conversation in August, Nick talked about working towards qualifying for Paris 2024, the level of training required, and how he is focused on gaining experience for future Olympic cycles.
Right now, at the minute, as we're filming this, the Olympics in Paris is on. Did you think you were going to be there this year?
Yes, I did. I think it was a tough one because I made the World Championships last year, which is like a similar equivalent. It's like, obviously not the same, but it was like the World Athletics Champs, so it's kind of the same global level athletics championships as the Olympics. So we kind of wasn't expecting to make that, so we thought, yeah, like, you know, we could make the Olympics, and I did manage to get the standard, which was a bit annoying. And yeah, basically it's confusing. It's hard to explain. It really is hard to explain without sitting here for 10 minutes. But there's different ways you can qualify. There's like the Olympic standard, and then you can get in on points, which is it's a weird system. It's called the quota system. So say 30 people get in on points, and that might leave another 12 to get in on the quota. So I ended up being maybe 6 spots outside the quota, and anyway, 3 other Irish guys did make it. So it shows how high the quality is in Ireland right now, because we would never have that. So yeah, one got the standard, Andy Costin, and then 2 others, Caithilin and Luke, got in on points. So yeah, it didn't matter that I wasn't in the quota, because I was the 4th fastest Irish guy. And it's just frustrating, because when anyone asked me, like, in Tokyo,
put that down now. 1 minute of training, 1 minute.
I know.
Sorry.
Yeah, in Tokyo for literally the Olympics 3 years ago. So we're not talking the ancient 1900s here. We're literally talking 3 years ago. The Irish record holder Andrew Costrin, his PB going into it was like 335.6, and he made the Olympic semi-final. And my PB right now is 335.0. So I'm like half a second quicker than he was, and he was like made the Olympic semi-final, got through his heat, made the Olympics. Everyone was like, oh, he's so good. If he was like that level now, he'd be the 4th quickest Irish guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just like, it's just progressed so much. It's obviously really good to see, but it also meant I didn't go. So in any other Olympics I would have been there, but I mean, yeah, there's still plenty of time, I think, and as much as it's kind of annoying, I am enjoying watching it from home as well, and I think it's good to go out and get experience, but I think if I did the 1500, I would have just got fairly dusted. Like I would have just got a bit not overwhelmed, but I just don't think I'm quite good enough at the 1500 just yet, and I would have just probably been out in heats, which is a bit of an annoying one. That kind of happened at Europeans earlier in the year, and then it happened at the World Championships last year, so it just shows how big of a step up the senior stages, and it probably would have been the same again if I got to the Olympics. So it's kind of a blessing and a curse, because I'm kind of not there, and I was able to race other races instead and run really well and run quick instead that I wouldn't have done if I was at the Olympics. So yeah, I think it's been a bit of a blessing and a curse, but I'm actually glad now that I'm not there, just because I've had other opportunities and other really good races pop up instead that I probably wouldn't have got if I was at the Olympics. But I obviously want to call myself an Olympian. Who doesn't?
Of course,
you know?
of course. So the 1500 metres is the one that you prefer?
No, it's actually not.
No?
It's the one that I've made 2 senior championships for the 15, but yeah, I think last year I was better at it because I was kind of in school and I was doing A-levels, and I was probably doing, I know it says not doing that much miles, I was doing like 65 mile a week, 60 mile a week, which really isn't that much. So I wasn't as good kind of over the 5,000, but now that I've started doing more miles this year, up to like 80 really, I've really come on over like the 5K. So I think in the future, my best distance will be the 5,000, and
so that's what you're going to go to the Olympics
that's fingers crossed.
Yes.
4 years time, I will be an Olympian for the 5,000. So yeah, I think it's definitely possible. So we'll just have to see if it happens, and hopefully it's not just all talk, you know.
Oh, no, I'd say 100% you'll be there. I really want to know, like, you're running them middle distance, right? So you said it's quite boring going around the track until you obviously hit that last lap.
Yeah.
So what goes through your head during the boring phase, and then what is through your head in them last 400 metres?
I think it just depends on the race. Like in a 1500, most races I'm just trying to think, like in a 15, it feels so quick from the start because you're on a sub 4 minute mile pace. Like it is quick. So sometimes I'm just thinking like, like a lap in the 15, I would be like, I'm absolutely bucked here. I feel awful. Yeah. Or I might be like, get the 800 and be like, you know what? I actually feel great. Do you know what I mean? It just depends on the day and how you're feeling the day. But a lot of the time, like I did a 5K in the Morton Games, it was called, and broke the Irish under 23 record like a few weeks ago. But the reason I'm bringing it up is because I felt awful before it, and I felt tired, and I'd raced a few days earlier, and I just really wasn't feeling up to it. And then, I kind of got in the track and was like, right, well, I got in the car and was like, right, well, I'm here now. What am I going to do? Like, I have to just run it. And during the race, even before it was a 5K, I felt all right. But even like, I've been telling myself before it, I'm actually a 5K guy. Like, I'm not a 15 guy. I'm actually I actually am a 5K guy. And I got like 3K and I thought, what was I on about? I'm not a 5K guy. I feel awful. But I think there's a lot of sometimes me personally, there's a lot of maybe self-doubt in races. Not something I need to get better at, rather than being like, I feel awful. It's just stick in there and hang on to it and stuff like that. But I would never not finish unless I physically collapsed. I've collapsed one time, but it doesn't matter how I'm feeling, I'm always going to finish. But yeah, I think for me, a lot of the time, it's like, oh, I feel awful. Sometimes I feel good. You're basically just trying to fill the race, because a 5K is so long. You're just trying to think about anything. Do you know what I mean? And I think once it starts to actually really hurt, the thoughts kind of go out of your mind. You know what I mean? Because you're actually in pain. But especially in a 5K, there's so much time, and I don't know about other people, but we'll put this back up. There's a lot of time in the race where I'm not actually hurting. So I'm kind of just trying to think about anything and stay as relaxed as possible. I've got better at it recently, is being more positive during the race rather than beat myself up, being like, I feel awful, I'm off pace. Just like, get in the race it, and see what you have left in the last lap. And yeah, it is all about going with like different moves. Some people make a move and you kind of have to cover it.
Are you aware of people around you? Like, obviously, because there's quite a lot of you packed in and you're all moving at a really quick speed. Like,
I don't know. I think I have like a weird style in terms of, I like always look at the people, not maybe like the back of their heels and like their ass really. I'm kind of just like looking there. A lot of people like looking around them, but I don't know. I feel more comfortable just kind of like staring towards there. But even though I am looking at the ground and people be like, oh, you don't know what's going on around you, I'm still aware of everything that's going on around all the moves that are being made. It's just how I'm most comfortable running and looking when I'm tucked in behind someone. So yeah, it is. I think the one thing I always think, especially when I watch like a Diamond League or a World Championships, it feels so much different actually racing than watching. When you're watching it, you're like, oh, they're just running around and it doesn't look that intense. When you're in it, it's the most intense thing ever. Like it's just like, this is the be all and end all. It just feels so much different because you're in first person rather than sitting watching it in third person. So that's something I always think, that it really does feel a lot different to watch than to actually compete.
And what about like the crowds? So you've been obviously around some big crowds. Does that affect you sometimes compared to running here and
I know. I don't know. I think it can definitely get you more nervous. Like the best I've had, like I've had a few at Worlds and Europeans. I was kind of in the 1500 heats, as I said, and got knocked out in the heats, and it was kind of dead because it was a morning session and then it was an early evening session. No one was really in the stadium. It was a big stadium. No one was there because people just care about the finals, and that's fair enough.
Yeah.
So people weren't buzzing to buy the morning tickets to watch the men's 15 heats at the Europeans, you know. So, but I did race like the London Diamond League 2-3 weeks back, and it was absolutely packed. It was the first Diamond League I did. It was such an amazing experience. Like, it was in the London Olympic Stadium, so like the one West Ham playing, and the crowd was just insane. Like, it was basically full capacity, and it was so loud, and I was a bit nervous because I hadn't been feeling great. I just felt like a wee bit, I'm not sick, but I'd ran the 5K a week before, and I felt like my body was kind of coming back to me all week. So I just managed to kind of feel good in time for it. So I got out on the track. I honestly near threw up my mouth and like did a stride at the start line, and Brian Fay, actually, who was in the 5K at the Olympics there yesterday, and he just turned to me and said, oh man, look, just enjoy it, because he could probably tell I was absolutely shitting it, you know what I mean? And I like looked up and looked, in my head I thought, what's he on about? Enjoy it, I'm about to go into 3K peeing here. And I kind of looked up, looking around me, and thought, wait, this is what I dreamed of this is the same stadium I watched Bolt win the Olympics 100 meters in when I was 6, and I'm now racing in it in a Diamond League. And I kind of looked around me and looked at the crowd and thought, right, this is incredible, and just control the controllables. You know, all I can do is go out and run my best and see where that leads me. So,
and when it goes really quiet before you kind of hear the noise, that has to be like, your heart must be.
Yeah, you're just focused. You're just trying to lock in and just get as focused as you can and focus on getting out hard and trying not to get boxed and stuff like that. So yeah, I think every race is different. You go into every race feeling different mentally, physically, and yeah, it's just really, sometimes I think, how do you do it? Because it is quite nerve-wracking, and I do get fairly nervous before, and I'm a confident guy. I believe in my ability, but I'm always really good. Like the week before,
you're
I'm like,
young too, like, do you know what I mean? And it's new, and
the week before, a few days before, I'm like, I'm gonna run so insanely quick. It's gonna be insane. And then it's always the day of the race, and a few hours before, I'm like, oh my, I couldn't think of anything worse. That's all I think about. And then obviously once you get it done, the adrenaline rush is just insane, and you're like, even if it doesn't matter how you run, you're happy you did it, you know. So yeah, I'm definitely still learning.
After talking to Nick, it is clear he is focused on the long game. With his sights set on LA 2028, he is continuing to build experience on the international stage. Backed by Pace Management and his Puma sponsorship, I can see that his foundation is strong, with his potential still unfolding.
And tell me this, so going forward then, what do you think your athletic career, what would you love for it to look like in the next, between now and LA in 2028, let's see?
That's not very long, so I'll only be 23, but I think in terms of overall, I always say to win an Olympic medal, and yeah, I don't know, people might say it's delusional, but I won't be satisfied with my career until I win an Olympic medal, no matter what age I am. Like, it's just the pinnacle for me. And winning the World Championship medal will obviously be insane as well, but the Olympics is just the step above. Do you know what I mean? In my opinion, it's just what really got me into it. Not even athletics. I just was watching the 2012 Olympics and seeing Bolt, and I've just been obsessed with. That's been my goal my whole life. So I honestly don't care what I do, as long as if it has an Olympic medal at the end of it, I'll be satisfied, and that's the genuine truth. So
Have you met him?
I actually haven't. No. Yes,
well,
I know.
we'll manifest that
I've been
as a-
told that Ricky and Mark have kind of, said, yeah, one day we'll get you to meet him, but fingers crossed. I mean, it should be feasible. We have the same agent,
Yeah,
so
of course.
one day, I don't want to seem like too much of a fanboy, but I'll try and have to play cool whenever if I ever do meet him, act like I didn't have Jamaica flags in my room and stuff like that.
What would your advice be to anybody looking to get into running?
I don't know. I think it's quite a broad question, of course, but I think.
Say your sport that you do then.
Yeah. I think just enjoy it. That's the main thing. Is as I said, I don't know if anyone. Probably it's a long time ago. We've been talking a long time, but my teacher who got me into it, Mr. Kerr. I was actually, me and my mum went for coffee with him yesterday, and yeah, that's the one thing that he said is as long as you always enjoy it, and I would say that's the main thing is I still enjoy it as much as I have said it's mundane and boring. I still enjoy running, and it's not every day I get out and think I really want to go and run this 12 mile or this whatever or this 5 mile whatever it is. I always get out and do it, and most of the time I enjoy doing it because it's what I love to do type of thing. And yeah, I think just try and enjoy it and don't do too much too early. This is the same thing. As I said, a lot of people try and just go out and run as quick as they can every single day, and it's like you're just gonna end up not enjoying it because you're just trying to bust yourself in training all the time. You're gonna get injured, you're gonna get burnt out, and I think, yeah, maybe try and get a good coach and stuff like that, and just learn from your mistakes. I still learn from my mistakes every day, every week, and every race and stuff like that. So no one's perfect. Don't beat yourself up about it. And there's so many different things you could say. I have so much advice, but yeah, I think enjoyment is the main thing. And as much as I have said enjoy it, you won't enjoy it all the time. And there is days where if you want to be really good and you want to be great, you have to just, you're going to have no motivation. It's just discipline at that point. So I think that is a huge thing as well, is sometimes people think, oh, if you go out and run 80 mile a week, or you're a professional athlete and you're doing 100 and something mile a week, you have to enjoy it, because it's like you don't always have to enjoy every single run you do. You just get up and you just do it because it's discipline, and it's my job at the end of the day now. Like, it's kind of the way my mum gets up and goes to school, and she's a teacher, a P3 teacher. She gets up and teaches the kids. It's the same as I have to get up and run. It's literally what I'm employed to do now. So yeah, I'm in a fortunate position to be able to say that. But yeah, just enjoy it while you can.
That's brilliant. Well, thanks very much.
Of course, thanks
I've really
for having me.
enjoyed talking.
You too.
Talking to
Therapeutic, hasn't it?
It's been good.
Yeah.
But thanks everybody.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.